What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel on narcissism, narcissistic abuse, and everything under the sun for that. I might put this on the main channel to promote the other channel and just have this one episode on the main channel and then switch it over to that channel. I think so. So, yeah, we want to tie in more things I kind of realized about, kind of unpacking all this stuff about the trauma bond and that being tied to my childhood and things with my mom and the chaos that was created when I was a child that resulted in the type of life I have as far as dating and relationships and my attachment style and being a super empath. And a lot of people think empath means you're just nice all the time and you're just kind 24/7. That's not what it means. It means at the core root of you, the essence of you, when you care, it really means something, and it's for real. It's genuine. You don't just give your love out for free. Um, but you wanna see the overall good in things, and I don't know, you guys know what it means. Anyway, this ain't about that. This is about other realizations and also about why I'm toxic, why I've been toxic my whole life, even when I have perfectly healthy, great relationships, dream relationships, really, to a healthy person, to a non-toxic person, to a person that I hope and I think I am now, hopefully. I don't know. The next relationship is the first one I'm going to have where it's going to be healthy. Unless she's toxic on this side, it's fully healthy. I can't say for sure, for certain, that I'm not going to fuck up and do something bad, cheat. I don't know. I never tested it out. Uh, you know, and we're gonna get all into that today. I know people xed out already. He's not gonna say he's not gonna cheat. I'm not gonna promise that, but I'm hoping. And the way I feel with what I've learned about myself and how I unpacked the baggage and I understand things better now. You should see how when I'm talking to healthy people about this, they can't even understand me. I might as well be talking in Greek. So it's not something everybody knows. Uh, Not something hardly anyone knows. I haven't met one person where I talked about this to, or not just this, anything that understands. It's kind of a niche thing, and you might not know it because you're in it and you're following it. But if you don't know about it, on the scope of things, we're a tiny little aspect. And I'm talking about, people who have dated narcissists, people who have discovered they dated narcissists, empathetic people, INFJ people. It's not too big. At least from my perspective, nobody knows any of this shit. And people try to pretend they understand. You could tell they use by what you're saying to kind of guide, and you're like, yeah, but it just isn't going the same way. You could tell, and then you just let them think they're kind of right because you're an empath and you don't want to say, I could tell you don't know what you're talking about. I could tell you're just trying to imitate what I'm saying and mirror it back to me, but going this, like, with this, the fucking, what do they call, what the hell are they called? Not magicians. The people, those tarot card reading people that act like they know Uncle Charles and fucking Billy, and he wore this suit when he was born, and it was blue. It was blue. No, somebody had a blue suit on it. It might not have been him, but it was someone. Uncle Charles, yes, Uncle Charles. He had a suit on, and he was standing there. Ray, yeah, like, come on, lady, this is real shit. This is real shit. Anyway, can't believe I just did that. But let's get into it. Let's talk about what I'm trying to talk about. All right? So, here we go. Let's do it. All right, so we don't want to make this a super long episode. Let me lean in a little so we it could have that, that podcast sound. But so yeah, I guess where we'll start is me, right? We'll start with me. So all my life, I've relatively been in relationships. I haven't been single too often, and that's because I like being with someone. I like belonging to someone, and I like them belonging to me. We have a bond, the connection. I like, I essentially kind of believe that's what life is about, being with one person and growing old and living together and dying together. And it's about your journey together throughout the life together, different phases, different friends you meet, things you do. And essentially, the goal is to stay with the one person. And so, throughout my life, I've had relationships, and a lot of good ones. And even when they're good, me, Mr. Toxic, Mr. Toxic. I'm not laughing. It's not funny, guys. We're just being honest here. Mr. Toxic isn't getting the toxic Mr. Toxic needs that Mr. Toxic had when he was a kid. You know, between my mom being very, very nice and then very, very mean, hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold. And it was on and off. But I didn't have that when I was in these relationships, because they were healthy girls and I was not a healthy boy. I only had the one side. Think of the weather. Pretend it's nice out all the time. It's always nice out. It's not so exciting. You're used to it. You see it all the time. But when it's raining for 7 days straight, then that next day, that eighth day, we'll start the calendar over. Day one, it's sunny again. It's exciting to you. Without them rainy days, the beautiful day isn't that beautiful. So, since I was with girls that weren't really toxic, I needed that toxic. So I created that toxic, unconsciously. I didn't mean to, I didn't know I was doing it because I needed that excitement. But I did always kind of describe it as, I would get bored, or it like gave me an excitement. And I'm talking, I was kind of a shitty person. I'm talking cheating, uh, you know, never really forming a relationship with someone outside of a relationship, but stuff you shouldn't be doing, bad stuff that would be very hurtful to someone, which is definitely toxic and definitely narcissistic. And but I guess I needed that chaos. It's if the line was too straight on a consistent basis, just it's like I needed to stir the pot, because when I was a kid, it would always be like that, up and down. These glasses are fucking crooked. It would be up and down, up and down. I needed that. I got used to that roller coaster. That up and down is what got me hooked on it. And man, I gotta just throw this in here. I'm pretty sure Eminem has dated a narcissist, 1,000,000,000,000,000,000%, by the lyrics he writes. I'm gonna put a snippet in at the end and read some of these lyrics. But yeah, so recently I discovered why I got hooked on the part of the narcissist that was abusive, why I like that part. They remind me of my mom. My mom was mean. And she also was very nice. Except my mom wasn't manipulating me. I really just think she gets fucking goofy sometimes. She didn't realize what she was doing was creating someone who was capable of being trauma bonded. But essentially, that's what she did. So, yeah, be careful when you're a kid, or, be careful when you're a parent who has a kid. Don't do that hot and cold mood shit. It could really be damaging to a kid. Um, it's great for a narcissist. They love parents like that. Trauma bond all your kids. We could have a million empaths around. I don't think that's the only thing that makes an empath. I gotta Google that. I don't know. I'm so into this knowing your stuff. So yeah, essentially what I'm trying to say is I didn't when I was with the healthy girls, it was too healthy. I needed something to stir the pot. I needed the fire. I needed some kind of toxicity because I was used to the toxicity side when I was a kid. And when you're developing, it kind of merges the two into like one thing. So you think you need both, I guess. You're so used to the up and down, the up and down, the up and down. And that's also why it's so hard when you break up to break the trauma bond. You're you're just like this. Things are pretty steady. You might have some issues here and there, something stupid, like, just regular everyday shit, internet, whatever. But, your life's pretty mellow and you're not as paranoid, you're not as always on edge, always worrying. Um, but at the same time, you're trying to get used to that steady pace. You're used to chaos. You're used to up and down emotions, extreme depressions, and then extreme highs. Your brain has to come off of that shit. It really is like a drug. And I know I don't expect anyone to get this because, I wouldn't have believed it myself. I would not have believed it. And not everyone can be trauma bonded. Certain stars have to align. So that's why you are special. You are a gem. And I never met nobody like me in my entire life. Uh, it's the stories I could tell you that I never had answers for in my whole life of why I just knew something was different about me. It's like our ability to connect with people, and sometimes they may try to take advantage of us, and immediately we shut that shit down and we shrink them down. I can't tell you, and we don't bully them. We don't get cocky. We don't turn into a piece of shit. We just bring them back down to earth, but we humble them. And it every single time, I cannot tell you how many times I've done this in my life, where somebody thought they were going to get tough with me because they thought I come off as a nice guy. But they don't realize INFJs, empaths, dark empaths have a very dark side that you do not want to touch and you do not want to tingle. Yes, we're nice. We are nice until we're not nice. And then I guarantee you will be nice. So, and if you have it, you know it. Guys, it's very rare. People think you're fucking crazy, but let them think what they think. They're the crazy ones, man. So, it's kind of a weird thing, It's like, damn, I hate that I can't get to be, or I didn't get to be a normal, healthy person my whole life. Why I had to take so long to unpack all this damage. But at the core of me, I truly believe God sent me what He sent me, what He thinks I needed to be able to see. And to be honest, you have shown the narcissist something about themselves too. You've opened their eyes the same way they open your eyes. So in a way, you both kind of helped each other out. They might not want to see what you showed them, but at least, while you've been hurt and you've been used and you've been manipulated and you've been played, at least, the purpose was fulfilled. You now know who you are. There's nothing more to unpack. But I'm still going to keep digging because there might be. There might be something that happened even younger. Who knows? There might be memories that even darker memories that I'm suppressing. I remember when I burnt my leg on this barbecue grill when I was a kid, a real bad burn. It was a fucking barbecue grill. And I went up to the room and I was crying. And I don't remember my mom checking on me. Everyone came up to the room to check to see if I was okay. Like I was a little kid, a little bitch. But everyone came to check up except my mom. That was kind of weird. It's My mom was so concerned with herself, and she didn't really think about how she's like kind of neglecting us, and she wasn't ready to be a mom back then. Now I think she would do a much better job, but you could tell she's definitely like she definitely has guilt, and you could tell. So I wouldn't say my mom's really a narcissist. See, this isn't just a narcissist thing. Anyone abusive could be doing the trauma bond shit. But yeah, I could tell you stories about when I shrunk people down, but it might be a long night. Should I? There's already a video of it, pretty much. All right, let's tell them. I'll tell them quick. So one time, nah, this is stupid. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. You know, it's just part of life, man. You got an exciting story to tell. You walked through hell. Everybody thinks you're fucking crazy, because they see you making these videos and they see you talking about positivity. You could tell when you talk to people, they're just stupid, but they know it. They see it in you. They believe it in you. You notice blood sucking vampires that you might actually know kind of put a certain wall up around you now because they know you can see everything. So they're a little cautious with you. It's crazy the things you can see, man. I don't care how crazy I sound. It is crazy. It's kind of what it feels like unpacking all this luggage about my mom being abusive. I don't know if that's what God was trying to make me see. I think knowing about the abusive part of my mom and finding a way down this rabbit hole, finding the trauma bond, finding out what narcissism is, everything was kind of leading me to this. It just took me a lot to get there. It's like God really, really, really wanted me to see it. He was shoving it in my fucking face. He was like, you have to find it. I don't know if it was God or the universe. I don't know what I believe. I'll be honest. I'm kind of agnostic. I don't know. But something was showing me. Something was trying to teach me. And I don't know what the purpose of me learning it was. But, it's crazy. Oh, my Lord. So, yeah. And maybe you help the narcissist out. I know they say the narcissist can't be healed. They do say that. But I still believe that something affected them in some way. You were different, man. You were different. I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know if anyone was different, but I know I was different, motherfucker. That's what I do know. And that's what part of having this thing is. Even if they don't know you were different, you know it. They know it. All right, guys. I think that's all we got. The discovery of yourself. But man, I really got where I reveal everything. I gotta chill. Don't hate my ma, guys. She wasn't purposely abusive. I don't think she knew it was abuse either, or didn't realize it. It's kind of weird. It's all a perception is an important thing, man. Because I bet I got her thinking back on it saying, yeah, I was bad. Sometimes you're just a lot of discovering who you are. Let me give you guys a tip on if you are trying to really figure out something about yourself. A lot of it is about perspective. A lot of being able to see what happened to you is about perspective. You can't, you got to picture your household, right? And picture everyone around you that says they've been through similar stuff or, didn't really make a fuss out of what went on behind your closed doors. And try to look at it again through an adult perspective. See, it's hard to say because you're gonna think this. It depends how many. Like, do you have someone in your family where you're like, he's just like that. He's like that with everybody. That type of person. Don't pass it off as that. That's abuse, right? Try to look at it at a different perspective than just being the norm. Don't make excuses for it. Part of our problem is we make excuses for the abuse and then we forget it's abuse. And then it's like over time it doesn't feel as strong, but at the time it was really fucking detrimental to you. But then you get over it and you forget it. The memory faded, but the scar is still there. So over time you got all these scars and you're gashed the fuck up. And I don't know where I was going with that. On your in your subconscious, you got all these scars, and basically figuring all this out is healing all these scars, really getting rid of them. Now there's nothing unless there's a couple I don't know about, maybe. So it is kind of a rebuilding and trying to get back on the right track and fully heal. Now that you're kind of healed yourself, it's, you're kind of like, okay, now where do I go? So I am a little nervous about my next relationship. Kind of worried about giving myself to someone and, worried about getting close to someone. Not even so much about, like, I don't know. It's the first time I'm not in a rush. Like, where's my date? I need a girlfriend. I actually been chilling, bruh. Man. That's also another reason. It's like proving to myself I'm kind of like sort of healed. Man, I really like the segment I did on trying to. I still want to try to figure out a way to tell you guys how to see what your issues have been throughout your life. It's really all it's about is looking at it and seeing it for what it is. But you just need to know where to look and who to look at. It's not always your mom. It's not always your dad. It could be an aunt. It could be a brother. It could be a cousin. It could be a sister. Somebody could have fucked your psyche up. It doesn't have to be your mom or dad. It could have been them combined with other people. Could have been a lot of different things. This is detrimental for your lifestyle, for the way you're going to feel, the way you're going to act, the way you're going to be, the way you're going to be like God, like me. Unfortunately, some people don't get to be God. They got to suffer and have a horrible trait, and they have to be toxic. And yeah, it's sad. That's why I kind of could sympathize with the narcissist. It's not totally, I get what they say on the channels. Yes, they have control of it. If they could do it, they can do it. They do, but it's sometimes you really need a strong magnet to see it. It took me a lot to see it, and I would not have seen it had it not been for that. So something in the universe sent me that, and yada, yada, yada. So I can sympathize with that. It's kind of like comic books, right? Joker, he's fucked up because, he had a hard life, right? He went through a lot. Just like Harley Quinn's kind of fucked up because they both went through a lot. They both went through their own trauma. They're a bad example because they're both bad. They're both bad, but she can be saved, I think. I think the Joker's, there's no hope for her. I think. I don't know much about comic books. Anyway, the point is, I could sympathize with that. It took me a long time to figure out why I shouldn't be toxic, how I could heal. So, sometimes you just got to be shown the mask. And I'm not saying this is going to be able to heal anybody, but who cares? I'm just saying, because I think it's interesting. It's easy to say, just don't do that, or it's about a person thing. I don't know. See, I might be arrogant to think that I know more than like a therapist or something, but I do think it's very hard to change when you're so ingrained in who you are. The only reason I was able to change is because I was forced to fucking die to change, right? And I happen to live in a world where there's YouTube and there's information everywhere you go. There's endless videos here to teach you. You couldn't discover this back in the day. So, I went there because I was forced to go there. Now, some people might never get there. Some people maybe aren't as bright as me. I'm not saying I'm a genius, but, something pushed me. But anyway, that's all we got. I kind of believe it's like certain bands I listen to, like Blue October and Stained, and those like hopeful, like poetic bands. I think that's part of what maybe in an early stage of my life. No, fuck that. That's part of it, but I think it's everything part of my story that really made me, think my shit is the godliest crap on the planet. I'm just kidding, guys. I don't think that. But I know I ain't no regular schmo either. Alright, guys. I love you. Have a good day. Take it easy. I hope you discover who you are so you could know why you are special too, and let your bright light shine even brighter than ever. Ooh, I'm about to get a Charlie horse. Than ever before. Let it shine. Heaven, let your light shine on. Corny motherfucker. All right, guys. Adios.